head-to-head duel. Pugstars, of course, coming off of their last 2 Sunday victories. Unsurprising that they have gotten back to this position as we move into Ascent.
I mean, let's be honest, Vincent. I mean, these are two titanic teams that you just hit on the head. I mean, like the old guard up against the new young guns. This is a beautiful storyline that we love to see here in the Valorant Sunday Showdown. I mean, a weekly tournament kind of develops this kind of storylines. You know, you see these teams that absolutely dominate for a while, kind of maybe either fall off or try different options and then come back together. And look, they're back in the semifinals again. They're one match away from the money, but they're up against Pugstars, who are on a 2-win streak. This is insane.
Yeah, well, and by the way, Pugstars, out of their last 10 games that are at least posted on Spike GG, they've only had 1 loss. And let me just let you know that loss was to T1, and they took a map off them. So that's where Pugstars is at the moment. They are just absolutely firing on all cylinders. And to me, this is just going to be about what can Slimy Boogerman do? Like, Slimy Boogerman, very good team. Like, I don't think there's any question about it. But they are taking losses to the likes of Trade Like Pros. So, whilst I have a lot of respect for Trade Like Pros, I think that the fact that Trade Like Pros hasn't been here 2 weeks in a row kind of tells you a lot, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And so I'm really hoping to see a little bit of innovation here on Ascent. I mean, we kind of see the normal pushes here, but Slimy Boogerman, just like you said, they're going to really have to push themselves to the limit here up against Pugstars, who are on a hot streak. They're feeling themselves. They are super, super aggressive and just confident in general. So that's exactly what we're going to have to see from the Slimy Boogerman themselves. Get nice and aggressive, win those aim duels, and that's gonna be tough with the likes of Denya getting up in your face with this jet. I mean, we've seen some crazy jet ops, right, and some crazy jet players, but Denya is on a whole nother level.
I mean, yeah, and not to mention the idea that you're going to have to deal with Bossy as well. I mean, my Brex MVP to back-to-back. Like, you got to – with the first name that you're mentioning is the Jet and not the MVP, like that kind of shows you the depth of this Pugstars roster, right? That's exactly where we're at. But it looks like we're moving on to the first round where it appears that we're going to be trying something towards B as the Spike is over that way in the B main position, whilst 3 other players run it up mid for a B split.
Beautiful play here already from Slimy. Oh my goodness! Pugstar gets up in their face, takes down Valen. Denya is going to be able to trade it out. This is huge for Slimy Boogerman here at the start so far. Bossy still has a little bit of util, but does not check the corner. Reality is going to be able to take down Bossy. It's just Derek up in their faces. Is he going to do much more damage than Slimy Boogerman take the first round of the semifinals up against Pugstars?
Yeah, great first round as well. I loved actually the strategy right there from Pugstars. You know, you talked about some differentiation, right, on this map, how people tend to play it very similarly. That's a good example of Pugstars, I think, trying to do just that, what you were talking about, because of the fact that typically you see either straight up A push, straight up B push. Nothing really different. They elected to go for the split, and it just didn't work out that time, though I don't think it was the strategy that was all that bad. More just not really hitting shots, and Slimy Boogerman making a good play.
Oh, absolutely. They got themselves into a fantastic position. And like you said, I mean, there was just a couple of hiccups here from Pugstars, but this time they're pushing it a little bit slower. They know that there's a buy round for Slimy Boogerman, so they're going to allow themselves some space. But here it comes. Denya is going to be pushing in hot and heavy, but there's 2 members of Pugstars going down nice and quickly. And my goodness, it's looking like it's going to be a flawless round, but Derek makes sure that that doesn't happen with a headshot onto Instinct, and there it is. Up 2-0 is Slimy Boogerman.
Yeah, and a tenuous start at the moment for Pugstars, but this is the time. This is the moment where we see the rifles get picked up, and of course the bonus weapons for Slimy Boogerman. So I would give Pugstars definitely a bit of a good chance in this one to pick it up, considering the weaponry differences. But all things considered, a nice way to start things out, and it was very clean from Slimy Boogerman. I think they did a good job, really just working on that pistol round and then converting off the back of it. So it's interesting to see what we find from the defensive side here. Look, they get aggressive, but immediately punished by Nerf. You got to be careful of that player coming through that dark cover, and that nets a frag going the way of Pugstars. They're already up 1 here in the first gun round.
This is kind of huge. It's definitely the Omen versus Omen here, and Nerfed is going to come out on top because J Park did have that Spectre in hand. Doesn't look like he got to do any sort of damage in that moment. Actually, maybe just a teeny tiny bit, but these two Omens we've seen a lot of, and so I'm expecting some big plays from these Smoker players on both of these teams. Pugstars, just like you said, are kind of looking to come out on top in this round, but Slimy Boogerman have the wherewithal to be able to take down a couple of them, but Valen on the backside takes down Pugstar himself, which is a very interesting situation indeed, and it is a 2v5 situation. The spike is down on A, and this is looking a little dire here, Vincent.
I mean, yeah, it's just not really a lot that you can do. It leaves reality in this 1-on-5. Just trying to get a cheeky little right click with the Bucky, but that's not going to work out. So a flawless victory is what we're looking at for Pugstars in the first gun round of the half. That being said, like we were talking about that whole round, it is the bonus round. So Slimy Boogerman, they have plenty of cash to buy back in, and look at what we see. You see the same thing that I'm seeing? I think it's the operator coming out. Pugstar, something that I think is so critical here on the map of Ascent. If you're playing well with the operator, if you are making that gun work for you, then you are usually coming out victorious.
Oh, absolutely. So it's now Pugstar himself up against the Pugstars. This is going to be an interesting duel indeed. He is going to be smoked off by the Omen, and that is a nice start for Slimy Boogerman at least, but there it is. Pugstar takes down Nerf, which is a huge start. That is the smokes for Pugstars out of the picture, out of this start here. So Vincent, this is looking nice for Slimy Boogerman so far because there's no more smokes that they can have to take, and this is going to be tough for Pugstars to kind of figure out a way to get onto a site.
Well, and look at Pugstars. They got no clue what they're going to do. There are 4 players in every single corner of this map. Nobody has really any idea. And now things are starting to move around, starting to group up in one direction. It looks as if we might be heading towards an A split. There's 2 players grouping up over towards the A long position, as well as 2 pushing cap. But look at the plethora of utility sitting and waiting. That Killjoy, of course, can pop it at the right time. And there's the first bit, the Nano Swarm, denying some positioning and gives them enough time for some rotations. Don't even need time, though, if you're going to hit shots like that. Reality takes down Bossy. Hunter's Fury in return, trying to create some space to get that spike planted, and it does just enough as Dinya picks up a frag elsewhere. So it's 4-on-3 now. Slimy Boogerman have to come through. Pugstar, rather, my apologies, has the Blade Storm available and has pulled that out slightly. So you can see that come into fruition, but coming out on top is Dinya and Valen, as well as the 2 players trying to push in. It leaves it now just in 2-on-2 as everybody has to try and figure out how to hit these shots, but Dinya has not been whiffing at all. Instinct wins the duel against Derek, and now it's a 1-on-1. Just sticking that defuse to half, got the halfway mark, perfectly played from Instinct, but with 8 bullets left in the chamber, has to hit the shot, does not. Dinya winning it out in a quad kill as well, going down to that spike.
Ooh, what a round for Pugstars. What a round for Slimy Boogerman. I mean, that was a game of chess. I mean, the most intense game of chess that you have ever experienced in your life. I mean, these players are fantastic. We talked about it. We kind of harped on it all throughout the pre-round, the pre-game in general. But now it looks like Pugstars kind of coming back. They're kind of really showing off about what we were talking about at the beginning of this matchup. And so if they can keep this momentum, it could mean some pretty scary stuff for Slimy Boogerman in general.
I mean, it certainly could. And I want to add, you know, Slimy Boogerman, they're on an eco here. They did pick out a couple of Buckies. I think the real key for them in this round is they need to get a couple of kills. They need to keep the economy really honest. And, well, that's not really super honest, I would say. Nice shot through the smoke to take one down.
Yeah, and it's looking pretty tough here. Dev trying to get that headshot. It's all up to you, Pugstar. Get on in there and get something done. Not this time. Valen is going to get that last kill onto Pugstar, and this is looking nice for Pugstars. This is very interesting to cast here, Vincent, not going to lie. When you're the team of Pugstars going up against a player Pugstar, yeah, that's a nice and tongue twistery just for me. So thank you guys. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you know, we appreciate that. It wouldn't be entertaining without some of that, you know, snazziness here from the players and, well, the team as well. But nonetheless, a one-round advantage now as they pick up 3 in a row. Pugstars, the team, not the player, by the way, doing well. This is an interesting setup there, though, by Pugstar himself on the off angle. I don't know about this one, Choice. It's aggressive, but it works out.
The double logs pickup was so weird, but Pugstar absolutely took advantage of it. Took out one of the members of Pugstar, and that was Bossy TV, one of the members that we were talking about earlier. Reality not being patient in that situation. I probably would have pushed after I heard the turret going off, but no, the absolute patience of a saint from some of these members is exactly what they need to stay alive in these situations. Pugstars looking to really, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but just deny any sort of push from Slimy Boogerman. But they're not doing it. They're not giving them the pleasure of that one.
Yeah, no dice right now for Pugstars. Slimy Boogerman, I love that they're playing this passively. You know, the whole idea of Ascent, right, is get aggressive defensively. That's how you win. But once you do and you get a pick, don't give them anything else. That being said, the push comes through on Catwalk, and Valen wins that one out on Instinct. So it's 4-on-4. The Neural Theft comes in, gives over some more information, but J-Park still winning gunfights regardless of that info. Nerf's going to swing into 2. Well, I said 2. It doesn't matter. He had low bullets, but he's getting the shots perfectly. It's now 2 players left from Slimy Boogerman. It's Pugstars. They've got it planted, and they're in a prime position.
This post-plant positioning is so interesting. They're denying a lot of angles, and Nerfed just forcing Pugstar to push weird angles and allows Derek on the backside to take down Reality. Huge play by Pugstars in general. I love that post-plant positioning. I mean, the bait from Nerfed in general was huge to allow so much space on A, and that was kind of the downfall there on that post-plant positioning.
Yeah, I mean, like you said yourself, Nerfed was the crux of that defense of the spike once it got planted down. Able to come up. I mean, he's coming up into the garden, and there's 3 players there. I would say a mistake from Slimy Boogerman to allow him to get like 3 1v1s essentially, but still, incredible that he can hit all of those shots and win that out with ease.
Oh my goodness, Pugstar getting absolutely aggressive here is going to allow J-Park to take down one of the members of Pugstars. This is huge by them. They're going to have to get something big done here. J-Park getting nice and aggressive in this positioning here. Actually does that at the right time. Gets out of the way of the recon dart. Is in another beautiful position, but Derek is going to take him down. And this is it. Nerfed in another weird position. Pushes up and is going to take down Dev. This is looking bad for Slimy Boogerman, but once again, it was just one of those save rounds, and they got a couple of members of Pugstars taken down, and that's a little bit of econ denied from Pugstars.
Yeah, that being said, I mean, I have to keep it real, Choice. That's not ideal. I mean, look, 8,600 for Nerfed, 8,800 near max money for Dinya. You got 7,900 on Bossy. It's cash for days at the moment for Pugstars, and regardless of the outcome of the next 2 rounds, they're going to be buying in. That means that economic damage, while you know, better than nothing, is certainly not really all that impactful, considering the cash value that Pugstars has accrued over the last few rounds.
Yeah, Slimy Boogerman are definitely going to have to get some of those high impact frags, which they might right here. There it is. Valen is taken down by Pugstar in a very interesting position with an operator as well. I mean, you would never expect an operator to be in that little cubby, but lo and behold, Pugstar is there ready to take down the Pugstars themselves. Slimy Boogerman are up 5-4, and they have 4 ultimates readily available, including a lockdown and a Hunter's Fury. This could be huge for them for the retake, and it looks like they are playing that retake in general.
And the Hunter's Fury on the other side, that's Derek's, who cancels out any possibility of a lockdown, taking down the Killjoy. Makes things a little bit more difficult. That spike is now planted, though, as Pugstar creeps out in the prime position. Nerf trying to run back the exact same situation as last round, but it's not going to work out as well. Winning out that gunfight is now, it's 4-on-2. That's going to be the showstopper committed, but it's going to nobody. The paint canister coming in, but it doesn't matter. Just slow, methodical pushing there from Slimy Boogerman to take that round and take it dominantly.
Wow. Vincent, I mean, some of the differences between, you know, just a regular ranked player of Valorant and a fantastic competitive player in the pro space is the ability to adapt. And we saw that from Slimy Boogerman just then. I mean, they had J Park waiting for the weird pushes from Nerfed and absolutely denied it. Stopped him in his tracks, and that's exactly what needed to happen for Slimy Boogerman to win that round.
Listen, I know that just as well. I went to play me some rank today, and I was crying. I was so terrible. After watching some of these plays, I was like, dude, I can do some of this. No is the answer, because I am not as skilled or as amazing as these players are. Really impressive stuff. It's now 5-on-5 still, the first 15 seconds of the round. Really uneventful, just information gathering, trying to get some kind of hint, of clue to how this setup is being played by Slimy Boogerman. But look at how far back Slimy Boogerman are playing defensively. They are just so non-committed on this map. It's actually incredible to me. It's blowing my mind because Pugstars, they're playing so slow, so methodical, trying to gather info. But Slimy Boogerman is just like, no thanks. We don't want to do that. We're not giving you nothing.
No, they're just... I mean, it's a game of wits here, Vincent. I mean, one of these players, one of these teams is going to have to push out eventually, and it's going to have to be Pugstars. They're on the attacker side. That's huge for them. They have to get out here. They have to push in. J-Park is actually going to get a little bit of information there. They kind of probably know now where they're going to be pushing from. And here it is, Bossy TV taking a little bit of the ground here on A, and they're going to have to really push. Excuse me, not push. Slimy Boogerman just fully playing retake, just allowing Pugstars to get settled in, nestled in, maybe even tucked in a little bit.
They've got the lockdown. I think that's the play here.
Yeah.
As should be coming in potentially shortly. Other ultimate available. That was the Empress. It's already been popped. As there goes the lockdown. Coming through. Paranoia in return, though. That's very key. Nerf wins out that gunfight. And in fact, the lockdown destroyed. No dice available as Instinct pushes in, but he's got two players sitting and waiting in that position. Now has the opportunity to try and win the gunfights, but is not able to hit the shots. Nerf wins out once again, and Pugstars, they take their sixth.
Whoo! Wow. Big brain plays from Pugstars there. They really read into the Slimy Boogerman's plays there, and they absolutely dominated them. The amount of players just kind of chilling around tree was exactly the right play, and they denied the lockdown. They denied any sort of push. Even as much damage as the Empress did, it still, at the end, was just put a stop to. Pugstars looking to continue their reign of terror in the Valorant competitive space.
I mean, when the win condition is Urena gets 3 kills in a 1v3, like that's just not a good win condition. Is the reality, right? Like, as good as Instinct is, like don't get me wrong, Instinct is a very good player, but that's just not going to happen the majority of the time against equally good players. And Denya, well, is making a great name for themselves here, continuing to do so I should say, as Pugstars gets that opening pick once again. We've seen the opening pick working the direction of Pugstar with that operator, but Denya says, no, I'm here too.
Denya, such a scary player. We've seen some ridiculous stuff come out of this player. And now it looks like Pugstars are going to be committed onto this B site. A really unfortunate miss there from Instinct, and he's going to be taken down by Bossy. Reality has a situation, or has a possibility to take down at least one, but no, Bossy takes him down as well. This is a 2v5 situation, and my goodness, what an unfortunate situation it is.
Yeah, I mean, devastating stuff.
Woo!
Now it's got to be the big hero Blaze. Dev trying to do just that, but it is not quite enough against 5. As now you're going to have to go back to the drawing board here. It's 7-3. Just picking up the 1 round in the last 8 here. Slimy Boogerman, they need to make some adjustments. Troyce, what would you be doing if you were in their shoes?
Man, I mean, they've tried it all. They've tried getting aggressive, up in their faces. They tried to go the slow, super methodical retake situation. And Pugstars are kind of reading into all of their plays right now. And so I guess the best thing that they could do in this situation is set up those crossfires and not do that, apparently, because Valen taking down 2 of the Slimy Boogerman himself. And here it is, Reality though, but oh my goodness, Reality with a double kill with the Ghost. And that's something they could do, is win these aim duels even with no guns in their hand. Slimy Boogerman make it a 2v2 situation.
Reality just putting the team on their back right there. Trying to claw this game back away from the depths of despair that Pugstars have put them into. A missed shot from Dinya does allow for a potential retake here, but it's going to have to be perfectly played, and no shots missed the second time around. Derek and Dinya both find frags, and it is back 8-3. And whilst I was listening to what adjustments you were wanting to make, Troyce, I took a look at some of the statistics available right now for this Pugstars team, and on Ascent, man, they have no losses on record on Ascent, by the way.
Wow.
And 72.4% win rate on the attacker's side. We're seeing just that. We're seeing it in action. And the fact that they also have a 54% win rate on the defensive side tells me that they just don't need to play defensive rounds because their attack's so great.
And they're showing it off right now. They're just sending everything in. The Hunter's Fury, the showstopper. They're definitely stopping the show right now, but Pugstars looking to put a stop himself. There it is. They're pushing down. Nerf is going to plant the spike on the B site. The Owl Drum pushes through the smoke through B Garage, is actually going to get right up in the face of Pugstar and finally send in the recon dart itself. But my goodness, this is looking destitute again for Slimy Boogerman. This is a 1v4 situation, but the health pools aren't amazing. But there it is, the finish off. What a crazy start to a round for the Pugstars, and a beautiful finish. A beautiful finish for the half.
Yeah, a remarkable first half put on by Pugstars. It's going to have to be an incredible comeback. Slimy Boogerman, they're down 6 rounds at this point. And, I mean, is it safe to say that I think that a pistol round victory should be in order for Slimy Boogerman if they really want to take this? I think that should be accurate.
Oh, absolutely. We see those two rounds at the beginning of the first half. They looked really strong in those pistol rounds. They were hitting those shots. I mean, they had nice crossfires set up, and that's about that. But it's the attacker side now. They're the ones who are going to have to really push themselves to get into those crossfire positions. And Pugstars, the reaction to that recon dart is huge. The repositioning from all these members, and now there's 4 members stacked on A, ready for any sort of push from the Boogerman. And there's still 1 left on over on the B side, but he is now making his way on over. This is looking tough already, Vincent.
It certainly is. Nerf gets spotted out. Paranoia comes in. Such a strong ability. Does blind out 2. And Nerf gets away with their life for that one. Dinya, on the other hand, picks up 2 more. Makes it a 3-piece. Valen with 2 sets us to a full house of frags between those 2 players. As we move on, that's number 10 for the Pugstars up against Slimy Boogerman.
Wow, 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 Vincent. This is a matchup. Slimy Boogerman. I mean,
it's a massacre.
Yeah. I mean, we can see the I don't know. We can see what Slimy Boogerman are trying to do. And it's not bad by any means, but Pugstars are so fast to recalibrate themselves. It's just hard to, it's really hard to recalibrate yourself when you're getting pushed up on and losing these aim battles.
All the small things mattering the most. Valen, what a nice shot on the Pugstar out in the air. Incredible. And coming through that dark cover is Denya, who's cleaned up one. But it's just frags all across the boards for Pugstars. It's now 11 rounds that they have. Slimy Boogerman, they would have to come. I mean, one of the best comebacks I would ever see if they were to bring this back. It's going to have to be, I mean, it's a mountain that they're going to have to climb, and every step counts. But I have to be honest, Choice, I don't know if they can make it.
I don't know. They're starting to get to the snowy peaks, and it is freezing them right now. You know when you try to aim with a cold hand, and it just doesn't work, you know? And they are at the mountaintop here. The Pugstars are already there. They're already demolishing them. They have made it to the top, and they are aiming downwards, and they are demolishing the Slimy Boogerman one by one. And there are 3 members left alive of the Pugstars, Slimy Boogerman and Pugstars in the semifinals. This is match point.
This is this is Slimy Boogermans we're talking about here.
Yeah.
First place in the Sunday in the 28th week of the Sunday Showdown. They had top 4 at the 29th, top 16 multiple times. I mean, uncountable times almost. Like this is a team with so much well history here, and they're getting demolished by the new guard that is Pugstars.
It's so true, and I'm sure it's slightly demoralizing, but like you said, I mean, they've been hitting kind of top 16. This is semifinals, so I mean, they're making it further than before. But when you go up against a player like Bossy, a player like Denya and Valorant, I mean, all these players are just absolute monsters on the field right now. And Slimy Boogerman are doing the best they can, but Denya now has an operator in their hands again. And this might actually look really bad, but Pugstar puts a stop to that, Vincent.
That was a very nice shot, by the way. Just says no thanks to that operator. That being said, it is still a 4-on-3, so very much winnable for Pugstars. All that being said, though, information gained in the one player in mid caught out by Nerfed makes this a little bit more tough. But the trades, albeit late, are there. So Slimy Boogerman still a man advantage coming in on to B potentially, but rather that's actually going to be an A hit. This is a nice little switch up as they move through the defensive spawn. There's still one player. That's the Jet for Slimy Boogerman, ready and waiting. Now the plant comes down, but Nerfed looks away. Inopportune moment. The Paranoia comes out, denies any information, and it's the frag on the other side of the map. Ready and waiting there was Pugstar. Didn't want to give anything away. So finally, a response. What's felt like forever. Slimy Boogerman, they get around, but it's going to have to be a lot more of those if they want to come back into this one.
Yeah, they've got basically a fire under them right now, Vincent. And, I mean, you can see that the adrenaline is coursing through their veins, and they don't want to be out like this. I mean, not like this. 12-4, and they are doing all they can, everything in their power to make it not like this. And, I mean, it's working so far, but Pugstar gets, oh my goodness, actually gets a beautiful shot onto Denya, who got a little bit too greedy in that situation. Pushed up nice and aggressive, but Bossy TV with a showstopper himself is not going to be able to get anything with that. Maybe a tiny bit of damage onto Pugstar himself. But here it is. I mean, a pick and an agent advantage for Slimy Boogerman is the best place they could be in this situation, Vincent.
It certainly is. And yeah, I mean, they're giving it their all. They're definitely making a good case for the comeback, but it's got to be round by round. I mean, we got to remember it's still an 8-round deficit, potentially soon to be 7 if they're able to pick this one up. There's still a player sitting in this dark cover. What a cheeky position, by the way, Bossy. Like this is normally a one and done type of angle. Like you get one, you die. But honestly, Bossy makes me believe that would be more. Considering the skill. But here it comes. The push should be forthcoming very shortly. The dark cover comes out. Empress popped, and there goes the Lear. So nobody's home anymore as Bossy just walked away. Trying to
Oh.
spam through the smoke, but oh no! Fossey going down to J Park makes that a little bit more difficult, but Derek off the back of a very nice sonar arrow does find out where one player is playing and gets the spam to do that. So it's 3 on 4. Slimy Boogerman's still up, but Pugstars looking to retake.
This is huge by them, trying to get some damage with the shock dart. They're going to have to make the jump of death here, the jump of doom, and they are doing it. They're doing it right now. It's just one member, but there it is. Dev finishes off his rival Sova in Derek, and they are still alive, maybe stopping the bleeding a tiny, tiny bit. But yeah, they actually kind of put a stop to their econ in this situation too, Vincent.
Yeah, there's not really enough cash for Pugstars to buy back in here, and you know, it wasn't as if they had all that much time to build the econ up on this half. So only 2 rounds of it definitely does make a lot of sense, all things considered. So back to the low buy though. There is going to be nerfed, and who else do you want with the hero rifle? Is nerfed, who's been playing incredibly this game, picking up the Phantom just to try and get some additional damage done, and already first frag belongs to nerfed. I mean, like I said, who else do you want? Nerfed has been incredible today.
Definitely making that rifle do his bidding in this situation. Now, the hat going down is actually a huge situation for the Slimy Boogerman and their take of the site here. But oh my goodness, J Park absolutely demolishing 3 members of Pugstars. This is huge. I mean, there is a save for the Pugstars, but a nice triple kill so far. But Pugstars, I gotta say, Vincent, they are bringing it to the Slimy Boogerman, even on a save round.
They did a great job here, just making it, you know, number one, a little bit more expensive, and well, make it a little bit more expensive because Derek finds a kill through the wall, in fact, and now has to win out against 2. Has full HP with the light armor and the rifle, so that dark cover might make things a little bit more tricky. That being said, the Hunter's Fury is there to deny the information. And oh, he's going to tank the last one. That's actually big brain, but it doesn't really matter because the time is just not really on his side. As Pugstars, they fall once again. Slimy Boogerman, that's now 3 in a row, choice.
It's looking pretty nice. This is the place that they need to be, but now Denya has an operator in place. This is scary, Vincent, because Denya, I mean, I have harped on Denya quite a bit today, and I probably shouldn't, but the operator in hand on defense side, this is going to be a tough round for Slimy Boogerman, and I have a feeling they know it, and they might actually get a little aggressive here on the B side.
Denya certainly has been electric today. No doubt about that one. And by the way, Derek had pulled out this Odin. I mean, that's just classic Odin right there. Painting a picture for the stream. You'll love to see that as we are going in, it looks as if, towards B. Really, 3 players that direction. Everybody else grouped up towards mid here for the attacker. Slimy Boogerman looking to do the same sort of a split we saw in the opening round from Pugstars in this map. That being said, though, through the wall, they get the info and the frag. Derek, and it goes down Pugstars. That's such a huge player to lose here in the early stages of this round. Just about a minute left. Slimy Boogerman have to go back to the drawing board.
Oh, this is scary. Bossy TV goes in with the grenade. That's such a huge pick on this map. You don't normally see the Rays on this map, but he has been making a spectacle of the Slimy Boogerman here. Pugstars, it's just Dev, or excuse me, it's just Dev left. And there it is, tanks the paint shells and allows Pugstars to take the win and go into the grand finals for the 3rd week in a row.
What an incredible run this Pugstars lineup has been having. I mean, you know, you hate to see Slimy Boogerman go in that sort of fashion, but it was just incredible plays all the way around. You talked about Denya nonstop, and there's a reason for it. Really did an incredible job on that operator and on everything, realistically. You know, played it out of their mind, and I say that, but honestly, that's just a normal day in the office. At least it has been for Dinya. And we are seeing the match MVP, though. He's going to go to Derek. I think that's actually very well deserved. Derek, did you see how many crazy shock dart, or not shock dart kills, but sonar kills he had? Just
Yeah.
the kills off the back of the tags from the sonar was actually kind of crazy. Something you'd love to see from a Sova, right?
Oh, absolutely. And you had um I don't know, just a fantastic team around him to allow all this craziness. Valen, with the 9 assists, probably helped Derek with some of those ping kills. You know what I'm talking about? Just
Yeah.
crazy synergistic plays from Pugstars allowed them to push. But I mean, the scores aren't too different from Slimy Boogerman and Pugstars. I mean, the bottom half not looking amazing for Slimy Boogerman, but they did a fantastic job with what they had up against a hot and heavy team that is just on a roll right now. I mean, Valen just tweeted out that this is another VCS finals that they are a part of. So just crazy stuff from this team, Vincent.
Yeah, I mean, it is incredible that we have been seeing it. I maybe this isn't the right discussion at the time, but there's a lot of talk right within the North American scene about how inconsistent teams are, how you could make a run through VCS every single time. Any team can win, and whilst I think there's some merit to that, this Pugstars roster is showing me that this is consistency. This is how you become a consistent team. So all you teams out here who are, sometimes going out in groups, sometimes having a struggle, but sometimes having a deep run, not always able to make it and put it together, take notes. Call up your Pugstars friends because this is how you do it. This has been incredible, and this is the kind of consistency that I just love to see a team on the come up, man. It's just beautiful.
Oh, absolutely. That's why we're here. We want to watch these storylines develop every single week, not just maybe an event here and there. We want to see it happening in real time every single week,
Mhm.
and that's why we're here. We love this community. So, we are just about to go into a quick little break before grand finals, but don't forget to stick around because Pugstars once again have made